Howdy, I'm Hasu, captain of the Atlas Hordem, and today we're going to be talking about more Atlas News Compendium. Specifically, we are going to be talking about this announcement. Limited Run Games have announced that they are doing physical editions for Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. Now, obviously, right now, Limited Run Games has already started their pre-orders for Persona 3 Portable for the Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch versions. No Steam, obviously, who cares? That's already digital, it doesn't really matter. Now, today is October 1st. I needed to tell you guys now before it actually ends. It already started, as you can see over there in the corner, 2 days ago, September 29th to November 12th. Now, why is this important? This is phenomenally important because, hey, if you want to support Atlus, make sure to buy them. Whatever version, all of the versions, it doesn't matter. Help them out. Why? Because eventually, potentially, we'll get more video games remastered, remade, or potentially ported, as we now know with Reload. So, I've been talking about this in a couple other videos already, but I highly recommend you help them out. Why? Because even though Atlus has the notoriety, and as most people colloquially know it, clout, they don't have the resources or the funds, monetarily speaking. Now, what does this mean? Show them your support. Buy their games. Hey, that's why I call myself captain of the Atlas Hordem, because I buy these games multiple times. I have Persona 3 Portable on Steam, on PlayStation, and on Switch. All three versions, all digitally. I don't really care for Xbox. I don't have one, and not my platform of choice. I have every other one besides an Xbox. I might get it eventually, but it doesn't matter to me. But the point is that you got to show your support. Buy it on PlayStation. Buy it on the Switch. Buy it on both. Whatever you can spend. It's $34 for the cheapest version, which is just the game itself, physically. That's it. Nothing else. It's that simple. So basically, the game normally is what, 20 bucks on your platform of choice, and then what, the actual physical copy you're basically paying $15 for, and you get a physical copy to collect, to potentially sell it later for a much higher price. And then guess what that does? Okay, after limited run games take their cut from the purchases, guess what? The rest of it goes to Atlus. What does that also tell us? Atlus has an actual definable number. They have data. They have data to know who's buying their games and that they're actually popular, that people want them. That's why they did it on Limited Run. They could have done it on Fangamer, right? That's what I thought they were gonna do, because Hollow Knight, that's how I got their Team Cherry's game, and I thought they would put it on there. But again, this is another test, just like Catherine Classic on Steam, just like Persona 4 Golden on Steam, just like Bayonetta on Steam, just like Vanquish on Steam. And or ported with Bayonetta combo physical edition pack right on PlayStation. That's what is going on. So help them out, because they need the money. Because guess what that does? You give them money. What does that do? That gives them money to make more games, but also make better games, right? Spend more time on it, because they have the time, money, and resources to do such a thing. And guess what? Everybody gets paid well. They'll be able to translate more. They can take their time rather than we got to rush it out and potentially have issues like P5 and P5 Royal, right? There are still issues in both games, texturally or just linguistically speaking. And then, guess what? There's going to be some overlap. We have a tweet from them. Time never waits. It delivers all equally to the same end. That's right. Persona 3 Portable. That's right, Persona 3 Portable is coming to Limited Run on September 29th. Check it out on Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation physically, yes. And here's our follow-up tweets, basically a thread. Looking for a Steelbox? Check out the Persona 3 Portable Grimoire Edition, including the game plus a Steelbox inside a gorgeous Grimoire book box. So, just game with a Steelbox and or a bookcase, so either, just to collect, instead of using an acrylic casing. Get fully loaded with the Persona 3 Portable Seas Edition. This, a mother of all collector's editions, includes extra premium goods like trading cards, a shadow box, and a light up. And a light up 1-to-1 replica of the Evoker. Pre-orders launch on September 29th, which is already in effect, and it lasts until November 12th. So you have time, go get it. This is why this is not part of an Atlus other news compendium video. mainly for that specific reason, right? Because the other one, it was a collection of a bunch of stuff from TGS and some previous stuff as well. But this one, this is too important, and this is time sensitive, so we needed to discuss this now, so as many people can see it and hopefully get them, because this is very important. So please make sure to go buy them if you want. If you don't, That's fine. It's all right. Let's see. But that's not all. You'll be able to uncover the mystery of the Midnight Channel with Limited Run 2. Persona 4 Golden is also coming to LRG on October 27th. We'll have more to share about the physical editions and merch in the coming weeks. So essentially, there will be overlap, right? So October 27th up until November 12th, you'll be able to buy both P3 and P4 physical editions. And probably have some random collector's editions. I don't know how P4 is going to do it. I'm assuming we'll get, like, glasses for the characters and maybe the card. Obviously, we'll get trading cards again, right? Because they were focused on cards. Probably another grimoire for Margaret. Again, same thing. Steel box, blah, blah, blah. Probably a school emblem. There you go. Now, I'm planning on buying the physical copies, the normal ones, 2 of them, right? PlayStation and Switch. Hold those as collector's editions, and then I'll also buy 1 Switch and then 1 PlayStation C's editions. You can buy the grimoire if you don't want all this extra shit, like an evoker, the armband, the badge, or the trading cards. You don't need to. You can just buy this one, $70, roughly. You see the tab up there. We'll get there. Give me a second. Give me a hot minute. We'll do another hot lap of that in a bit. But let's discuss this for now. Or an evoker, right? You get collector's editions. Depends on what you want. If you just want the steel box, cool, there you are. You have that option. And then here you have that option. This is $200 though. So yeah, that's a pretty penny. And since I plan on buying 2, that's $400. But again, I want to support Atlus. And if you want to support Atlus, do what you can. Buy the games. That's good enough. It lets them know. It gives them the data that tells them, okay, cool. We should maybe remaster 1 and 2. Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do that. Because guess what? They know that when they do this, they are going to get people to buy them, right? So let's take a Persona 5X, for example, right? They are testing it in Asian countries, right? China and elsewhere. I don't remember them by heart. Or I don't have them memorized. It doesn't really matter. The point is that they're testing it there. Why? Exclusively for China, by the way. Why? For data. So they can see how well it's going to do. To see if they should put effort into it. Because guess what? China's the 3rd largest market on the planet. On Earth. And what does that do? That's going to give them more money financially to make more games. To do other side projects. To potentially do more games like Catherine. Which was random, right? It was a test for the engine at that point, right? For Persona 5 eventually. But guess what? Catherine became its own thing. People like that too. And people want more of that. I do. I know I do. And I know a bunch of other people who would like to see games, more unique games like Catherine in their collection. Which would be amazing, right? Maybe a detective game, maybe some other game, maybe another Rido game. We don't know. It doesn't matter. Or maybe remake Soul Hackers 1 that was on the 3DS or whatever DS, 3DS, or Digital Devil Survivor, right? Or Devil Survivor or Digital Devil Saga. They could potentially do remakes for all of those as well. We never know. And help fund other projects. Persona 6, Persona blah blah blah, Persona this, SMT 6, SMT that, SM blah blah blah. You get my point, right? This illustrates and it gives them money to be able to potentially make those games possible for us. It's not just a waiting game. Oh, cool, I'll just wait for them to... It might take longer. Because guess what? Things take time and money and resources and talent. People who can make shit. Make the 3D models. Make the 3D environments. Do the shading. Do that. Lighting. All this other stuff, right? You need those people. And guess what? They need to make a living. They need to eat. They need to stay healthy. They need insurance. They need that. They need this. We're all human beings. And if you can spare it, then help them out. Some people might just not care about massive, big dick collector's editions like I do. No. Oh, like, all right, this is fine. This steel box, all right, that's cool. I can do that. I can do $70. Sure, why not? It's not the same as the steel, but like, oh, I don't need the evoker. I don't need the... Cool. But you want something more, right? You want something more than just a physical. Cool, I'll take that, right? Like, I don't need the steel box edition. Why? Because the bigger version comes with it, and I also want all of that other crap. I'm never gonna touch it. I'm never gonna open it, but I'm gonna leave it there, right? I don't need the Grimoire edition because the bigger one comes with it. So, So I'll just buy the normal physical one, and then I'll buy the actual Seas edition. Alright, whoops. It looks like we got a little excited and made a typo. P3P is coming to PS4 physical, not PS5. Okay, well, yeah. Alright, let's answer some questions here. September 29th to November 12th. It means that copies will be printed based on the number of pre-orders during this period, or they will, or they can go sold, they can, what? They can anyway go sold at, what the fuck? During this period? I don't know what that sentence was supposed to be, but we'll continue. They will not sell out. Anyone who orders a copy during that period will, they will not sell out. Anyone who orders a copy during that period will have one made for them. So if you pre-order, you are guaranteed a copy. Lovely. Yeah, and then they replied, so Persona 4 next? Yeah, they already had it. Is the Grimoire edition and Seas edition also be open, or is limited quantity? Everything is open, no limits here. No retail release planned. These are exclusive to our site. Okay, so we're not gonna get on Fangamers. So if you want it, you gotta get it from Limited Run Games. Well, it's not here in the thread, but Limited Run Games have confirmed. I saw the tweet somewhere. It was a reply to somebody. Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden will have overlap. So you can order one, order the other, and then so instead of having 2 shipments of both P3 and P4, you can have it combined shipping, right? So it all comes in as a one package to save on shipping. That is a thing you can do. I don't remember where the reply is, and I don't really want to find it, but if you want, go do your own research. Limited Run Games. I will post a link in the pinned comment down below so you guys can go check it out. And here they are. Let's look at them now. So obviously, we don't need to look at every version, but oh yeah, right. We also do have merch as well. They got a Nitro deck, which is basically like a turbo controller, somewhat, kind of. It's basically a case, but also adds back button functionality, as you can see back here in the back. You got some skate decks, I guess, if you either want to skate with them or just prop them up in your room, I guess. Got some snapback hats. Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. If you want to help them even more with merch. I'm surprised, honestly. They have shopatlus.com now. I don't know why they went to limited runs. They could have done it themselves, but I guess they didn't want to take that chance and make these available on their own sites and potentially nobody buy them, which people were clamoring for anyway. But maybe they'll do it again. I don't know, right? Because we had that with Royal, right? P5 Royal One More Edition, which was these boxes right here. You can see it under my Persona 5 Collector's Edition. That one, and I also have one over here. That one's the PS5 version, and this one is the Switch version. I bought both of them. I wanted it. Right, so those were exclusive to shopatlus.com, which I got eventually, obviously. They actually came in relatively quick. It was very smooth, odd, but I guess they feel it's more of a risk with Persona 3 and Persona 4 rather than Royal because everybody loves it and bringing it to PS5 and Switch and Steam, right, and Xbox. So obviously they felt more secure in making that decision rather than this one, because obviously, right, the old Royal, the first one on the PS4, is now not available, or if it is, it's either on eBay or somewhere very rare and it costs way more. So they're like, all right, cool, we'll do another one. Maybe. That's my process on how the business would make a decision like that. However, let's continue on, right? So obviously this is the normal one, the 34, well, so 35 bucks. So again, yeah, you're paying 14, 15 bucks plus tax, plus shipping. We don't need to worry about shipping, right? Because if you're buying multiple of them, like let's say me, right? Because I'm going to be buying the normal one, and then the normal Switch version and the Seas edition Switch one, and then the PS4 physical, right? The PS4 normal and then the PS4 Seas edition. So that's 4 copies, right? I'm buying 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I can buy that all as one, and shipping will be whatever the fuck it's gonna cost. So essentially, you're paying 15 plus tax, right, for the physical copies, and then whatever 200 the tax for that is, right, as well. There you go. Makes it quite simple, right? Or you can buy the $69 one. You want the steel box case instead to look nice, right? But maybe you can't afford the $200 Seas edition version, or you don't want it. Either way, right? The point is you have options. And as well as Xbox, obviously I don't really care for it. I'm not gonna buy it because it's not my platform and I don't have it. And the only one I did it for was Catherine because it actually had a different art box, cover art. It had a different cover art rather than everything else. So like these are all the same, right? Whereas Catherine on Xbox had Catherine, and Catherine on PlayStation had Catherine, the blonde one. So it had a different cover arts, which was cool. That's why I got it. It was more for that rather than actually playing and using the game. I still have it sealed. I'm not even using it. I don't touch it. But hey, this is great, right? So now for someone like me who wants to show off and wants to have these in the background, you know, flood my room with it so it's not just a gray background. I have all my collector's editions, and those will eventually get added as well down there in that pile of collector's editions. Obviously, that should make sense to no one's surprise. And there you go. Obviously, I think Atlus is more concerned with the physical games rather than the merchandise, but, I mean, again, it helps, right? It shows them that you want it. Obviously, you can go to atlus.com. They shop atlus.com. They have their own thing as well. So, you can buy those. Hey, just let Atlus know that there's merch, blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that, right? There's merch, there's games, there's apparel, there's all these other things that they can buy, right? Other than just the games themselves. Because what does that do? That gives Atlus data, and one, it gives them reassurance. Because what if, you know what, this isn't going to give as much as they could have gotten, right? Because they're going through another company, right? So they have to go through limited run. They have to do a bunch of licensing agreements. They have to do this, do this. Guess what that does? That cuts down the price on how much both limited run games and Atlus can make. Because there's all this other stuff they have to deal with. But what happened if they didn't do that? What if Atlus just threw it on shopatlus.com? What if that was an option? What if they just did that? Guess what? They would make all the profit because it's on their site. All they would do is pay for shipping and production. There you go. GG, easy clap, right? That's it. It's as simple as that. That's the video. I don't know what else to tell you. Go buy those games. Go pre-order them if you want, if you wish. If you don't, don't. I'm just here to let you know, to help out the company, right? I'm free advertising for them right now. That's the goal. I will post both links for the tweet and the actual site where you can pre-order these as well. And, yeah, only available until November 12th, so make sure to go get those. I'll leave that up on screen for you guys. I will be back again when Persona 4 Golden comes as well, when they announce it, and or, well, when it's actually available. So you guys can go check it out as well. With that being said, I've been Hasu, captain of the Atlas Hordom. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the rest of your day, however you choose to spend it. Till then, itakimasu.